Charger unavailable. You're kidding me.
I don't think we can get even 80 miles to the next EA.
Open the Shell app, follow instructions in the Shell app. You're joking me. This has been pretty much a train wreck. I mean, I have no other way to describe this. I had less anxiety going through the middle of the Yukon Territory in British Columbia with barely a person in sight, lots of bears though, than I did driving this through the Pennsylvania and Ohio Turnpike. Today we're going to answer a simple question. Can you road trip the new Volkswagen ID.Buzz? And there's already a problem. First and foremost, this is the worst kind of weather for an EV road trip. It's cold, and last night we hit a snowstorm. It doesn't get much worse than that, which is great because we want to put it into extreme conditions to see just how far it'll go on a charge when the weather is bad. But here's the problem. So last night we picked this hotel because online it said it had EV chargers, which it does, but yeah, they're Tesla superchargers. So our cunning plan to let the ID.Buzz charge overnight and have a full battery starting this morning has fallen apart, which means now we have about 18% battery left in our brand new ID.Buzz. And we have a road trip from here just outside of Pittsburgh to Chicago, which is going to cover 500 miles in some of the most brutal cold conditions. So, can you road trip the new electric ID.Buzz? I mean, I think that's a question a lot of people are going to ask because this is basically a reincarnation of the classic Volkswagen minibus from the 50s and 60s. And it's electric and it's cold and we got to go charge it. So let's see how fast the battery charges when it's cold. All right, let me catch you up if you haven't been watching our new Buzz Stop series. We just traded our Cybertruck in on this at Garnet Auto in Reading, Pennsylvania. And those guys were incredible. So if you want the Cybertruck or if you want an ID.Buzz, they still have a couple left at MSRP. Give them a ring. Really nice guys there. So the great thing about the ID.Buzz is that it not only has heated seats. Cole, can I turn yours on? And get this, heated steering wheel. I'll probably have to turn it on first. There we go. Heated steering wheel, and it's got 3 levels of heating on the steering wheel. Look at that, 1, 2, 3. It also has heated seats in the second row, so your passengers will not get cold. Now, of course, the bad thing about this is it's expensive, $72,000, and it's only got a range officially of about 230 miles, which I'm thinking today is going to be more like 150 miles, but we'll figure that out along the route. This is also cool. Check this out. So slide this back. You have a clear sunroof. Slide it forward. It turns opaque. When we first decided buying this, I thought to myself, you know, we're trading a Cybertruck, which has a lot of cool technology, air suspension, the first vehicle to have steer-by-wire, 4-wheel steering for what is in fact a minivan. But when I got behind the wheel and I saw kind of all the innovation and all the design that Volkswagen put into this, I was sincerely impressed. I mean, look at the quality of the materials. Everything in here feels expensive. Now, I know if you've got kiddos, this white/copper interior is probably not ideal, but for our purposes, it's actually not bad. I mean, it's super stylish. And Volkswagen, unfortunately, has kept these slider control and these haptic controls on the steering wheel, which, you know, I'm not in love with. But the rest of it is really nice. I mean, look at these floor mats. I mean, that is a premium floor mat. And, of course, what the ID.Buzz is, you know, is kind of a reinvention of the old Volkswagen microbus, which is a good thing. Oh, I also have memory seats. So let me hit number 1 here, return that. Oh yeah, look at that. And it's a big vehicle. I mean, let's face it, guys. Minivans are not cool. They have never been cool. Super practical, but stylish, sexy. These are none of the words you would associate with a Toyota Sienna or a Honda Odyssey or a Chrysler Pacifica, but these are words I would associate with this ID.Buzz. Now, of course, the question is, does it road trip? And over the course of the next 500 miles, we'll find out. So let's head over to the EA charger and see how long it's going to take to charge this 16% battery with 31 miles left. Let me turn the route on. How do you turn the route on? There we go. Thank you, Cole. Appreciate that. Let's see how long it takes.
The next stopover is on a limited access road. Now turn right.
Well, the cool thing,
Turn right onto Commonwealth Drive.
the cool thing is right there. You
Attention, the route contains time-restricted roads.
Okay.
The route has multiple necessary charging stops. One or more non-preferred chargers are being used to plan the route.
God, that's a lot of small print. The cool thing is it tells you when you make a turn. It also signals it with this light that flashes across the front. I think you just saw it happen. And it does something that's very Tesla-like, and that is you plan the route, and it tells you where you need to stop and for how long you need to stop.
Turn right onto
There goes our little. That's really cool. Whoever thought of that deserves a big old cookie. All right, let's head to the EA and let's see if it actually does do plug-in charge, which Volkswagen didn't do for a long time, which is ironic because Volkswagen started Electrify America. But if all goes well, all we should be able to do is pull up to the charger, plug it in. The car should recognize the charger should recognize the car and figure out that we have 500 hours,
Turn left in 1,000 feet.
kilowatt hours of free charging.
Access ahead.
Oh, God. Got to turn there? No, not there. A little bit farther. The car should recognize that I have 500 kilowatt hours of free charging, and it should be seamless. Fingers crossed. Oh, God. We got 2 dark screens. And 2 chargers that say they're unavailable. Unavailable. And we've got 15% battery. Charger unavailable. So our first snag already. We've got 15% battery and 2 chargers are blank and 2 chargers say they're unavailable. And we've got 15% battery, which will probably get us like 50 miles, maybe 30 miles. Cole, why do I have this sinking feeling in my stomach? I guess the good news is that we are by Pittsburgh, so maybe there might be some more fast chargers somewhere near here. I mean, this is a pretty urban area, but let's see if this works. Oh, God. How does EA not get 4 chargers working? All right, plugged it in, and nada. Wow. Yeah, all 4 I think are down.
Welcome to Electrify America. My name is Ian. How may I help you today?
Hey Ian, I am here in Cranberry, Pennsylvania at the Sheets, and there are 4 chargers. 2 say they're unavailable and 2 have a black screen, and I'm down to 15%. Is there something you can do to bring these chargers back up?
Okay, well, in the system I can see that these chargers, they have been escalated, so this is why they appear like that on the side. It seems like they were going through some issues, so the team escalated them, so someone will need to be on the side to do some work in there. So basically it's something that we cannot fix remotely. It's more related to work that needs to be done on the side.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate the information. Have a good day.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Take care. Thank you for...
Wow, so Electrify America knows that the stations have been escalated, they don't work, and yet the vehicle still told me to come here and charge. This is about as blatant of an example as you can get. Gas station, right there, 2 minutes, 4 chargers, SOL for myself. And no matter, you know, how much I really enjoy this car, this is, you know, this is just crap, guys. Just crap. Low range. Please charge your vehicle immediately. No sheets, huh? No sheets. We need to charge it immediately. So we found PlugShare, which is this app that lets you look for chargers, an EVgo with 4 stations that are fast chargers, not 50 kilowatt hours, but 150. And it says that 3 of the 4 are available. It's 11 miles away. According to this, we have 28 miles of range or 14% battery, so we should be able to make it. But I'm turning off the heated seats. I'm also turning off the, how do we turn off? Where's the off? We're gonna be cold. I'm turning off the heat, and it's 23 degrees out there. So luckily we brought our winter jackets, but I don't trust this 31 miles at 14% battery. When we left the hotel, which is less than a mile from here, we were at 18% battery, and we're already at 14. So yeah. And I'm sure that's in the right direction, right? It's toward Chicago. Who knows? At this point, we have no choice. It doesn't matter. So at this point, guys, the answer is no. You cannot road trip a Volkswagen ID. Just yeah. Doesn't work really well. And it's not because of the car, because the car is great. It's really all about the crappy non-Tesla infrastructure. And after, God, how many years? Is it 10 years? Electrify America was started by Volkswagen. Go figure, because of the Dieselgate settlement. And 10 years later on, they still have not been able to get their you-know-what together to make road tripping a non-Tesla a viable option, because this is just unacceptable. I mean, I'm here doing a video review, so all of a sudden things got very interesting, but I can just imagine if I were with my family and I had young kids, this would just, suck, especially if I had to make it to grandma's house for Thanksgiving or Christmas. And the answer I got from the people at the other end was not acceptable, because it can't be like, hey, sorry for the inconvenience, you're stranded on the side of the road when it's 20 degrees, and all you can do is hopefully go beg for electricity from the slow charger, which is going to take 48 hours to charge this thing up, is not something that is acceptable or something that is safe or something that, I would expect. And the cherry on the cake is that Volkswagen's own Electrify America led us to the station where all 4 chargers are down. Go figure. So I've calmed down a little bit. I was not happy. I think we found a solution. We're almost down to 10% of the battery with 24 miles of range left. I really don't want to have to figure out just how far this vehicle will go when you get to 0, because usually, even though I think this has about a 91 kilowatt hour battery, about 86 of that is usable, but usually the electric vehicles do let you go beyond empty, basically, but let's not discover that under these arctically cold conditions, and hopefully this will just be a little bit of a detour, and we can find a fast charger. Well, he's not going to help us, and we'll get back on the road again. All right, the good news is it's starting to snow, but we have all-wheel drive, and there are a lot of Wazers out there. So thank you, Wazers. Always appreciate the heads up where our fine friends at the law establishment are hanging out. You see him, Cole? Oh, Cole saw him. Okay, good. Oh, look at that. Those look very good. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I hope these are fast chargers. We can charge up to about, I think, 200 in this vehicle. And they're all empty. So let's see what we got here. We got a bunch of them. That's Chatamo. That's not going to help. Let's try this guy. Oh, it's a little cold. Okay. Keep your fingers crossed, Cole. Drink, drink. All right, how does this work? Probably do the credit card first. Touch to start. Touch to start. Plug-in connector. Okay, we can do that. Plug-in connector. Let's go. There we go. Payment has been authorized. And come on. Connecting to your vehicle. Oh, I like this. I like this indeed. Come on, checking the cable. I heard a click. This is up to 350 kilowatts. Yeah, that's good. Come on. Oh, this is very tense and very cold. Checking cable safety. Another click. Matching voltage. Oh, we're getting close. Go! Hell yeah! I've never been so excited to charge in my whole life. Oh, yeah. Let's see how fast we're going to go. Where's our power? 45, 51 kilowatts. Rock, rock, rock. Up you go. State of charge, 10%. Oh, Cole. Let's go inside, turn the heat on, and warm up. And look, there's a Trader Joe's here. Dang, dude, we got a Trader Joe's. Got some stuff you love at Trader Joe's? Maybe you can get some road food, huh? Look at this. Luxury. You can buy furniture and Korean barbecue, Cole. How about that? Korean barbecue and Ethan Allen furniture. Let's go warm up. Well, we're charging at 85 kilowatts. As the battery warms up, maybe that'll slow down. And it's going to take us exactly an hour to go to 100% at the current state of charge. But that last 20% right there, that's what takes the longest. So we'll probably go up to like somewhere around 85% just to be on the safe side. But I figure from here to 80%, it probably should take about a half hour at 85 kilowatts. Might take longer. But there's a Fairfield Inn and a movie theater, Cole, so we can go catch a movie. I heard the new Gladiator flick is pretty good. Road trip and watch a movie. So we specified only to use EA stations just because they're always fast chargers versus like 50 kilowatt or 60 kilowatt chargers, which are pretty useless on a road trip. So let's see what it's given us here. So it's telling us that we should hit this Electrify America at Sheets, and then it's sending us to a Hyundai dealership, which is not an EA. Then it's sending us to that's a 62 kilowatt at a Hyundai dealership, which is stupid. And even though we told it we wanted to use only fast EA chargers, it's still sending us to a 62 kilowatt charger. Then it's sending us to this Connect Friendship Kitchen charger, and then sending us to a Ford dealership before we get to our destination. I mean, come on, really? We specified only, so really the only thing that's going to work is this EA station, and then the rest of these are, I'm not saying they're useless, but I don't know if I want to pull into a Hyundai and a Ford dealership with the Volkswagen. Yeah, the verdict right now is car ban minibus, microbus, whatever you want to call it. Way cool. Love it. EA and route planning, still, at least compared to Tesla in the dark ages. And so maybe the recommendation would be that Volkswagen, you just give up on the EA stations and, you know, get a North American charging standard adapter like Ford has done, and make good buddies with our man, Mr. Musk over at Tesla, and get your customers on the Tesla supercharger network ASAP, because this is no bueno. Hey guys, do you value honest reviews like this, where we show you not just the good but the bad and the ugly? In other words, we're not influencers, we're actually telling you what's happening and how it's happening. Well, that's all made possible by our friends and our sponsors like Scott O'Sullivan from Rider Justice. He's a personal law injury attorney. He's a friend of mine, and if you guys have been hurt and you need some help, I can't think of a better person. Just click on the link below, and not only will you have somebody who'll be in your corner, but you get videos like this where we don't hide the ugly or the good or the bad. All right, we've been here about 45 minutes, and the rate has dropped to 70 kilowatts. We're up to about 111, but after 80, everything drops off. There's a guy over there in a Silverado EV waiting to charge, so I don't want to take up the space beyond 80%. And if you guys are doing this, road tripping, it's not worth, you know, sticking around above 80%, because it just drops, and you'll spend as much time for the last 20% as you did for the previous 80%. So we're not going to go with whatever EA is telling us through the Volkswagen app, because I don't trust it now. So we're going to use PlugShare, and we're going to kind of go solo and figure out our own station. So the next station is only 43 miles away. It's a Shell, but the next one above that is 136 miles. And even though it says we've got a range of 159, I don't trust this number right now, just because it's super cold, and this car is super big, and the range is not great. So we'll top off at the Shell, which is by the highway, 43 miles from there, and then we'll go to the EA, which is at that point like 80 miles away. So a lot of charging. All right, let's get out of here. So $45, which is probably about as much as we would pay if we were at a gas station. Yeah, okay. We'll let it process. There we go. Almost 70 kilowatt hours dispensed. Duration 40 minutes. And we got up to 83%. The car says we've got 163 miles of range, which is not grand by today's standards. It would have been grand a few years ago, but not today. And we're getting about 2 miles, is it 2 miles per kilowatt hour? Yeah, 2 miles per kilowatt hour. And put that into perspective, when we had the Hummer EV, that was getting about 1.2 miles per kilowatt hour, whereas the Tesla on a road trip was getting, I think we were getting like 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour when we were doing Disney to Disney, if I remember right. Don't hold me to that, Cole. So, yeah, not horrible, but not wonderful either. Yeah, I mean, this is the ultimate test of this vehicle, because we are now driving at the speed limit, 70 miles an hour, into a massive headwind. I'd show you, but you can hear it for yourself. Cole, why don't you? Yeah, the Buzz is being whipped around like a toy sailboat on the ocean with all this wind. So not only is it cold, but we're going directly into a headwind. And now the problem is I can't trust the navigation system. So I kind of feel like we need to stop a lot more often to charge. And right now what we can do is we can charge in the next 20 miles or so and kind of top it up at a Shell station. Or we can go for broke and try to get to the EA, which is like 90 miles away, and the Buzz says it's got 117 miles with 60 miles of range. But I don't know if this thing, battery management system, has, you know, programmed itself so it gives me real numbers here as opposed to guesses, because when this thing was full at the dealership, it said I had 258 miles, and ooh, that was way off. So, Cole and I have decided that, with this incredible headwind and this cold, we may have realistically 150 miles of range on a full charge. Because right now, this is reading 54%, 103 miles, but this number is dropping faster than that number. So I don't think we can get even 80 miles to the next EA. I mean, I guess we could find out and then be stranded or not. But we're going to just go top off at the Shell station so that we can make it to the EA just to be on the safe side. Which is not ideal because it's, once again, less time driving, more time charging. But we did want a crucial test of this vehicle's road tripping ability, and we're getting it. How to charge. Use the Shell app. Oh, for f***'s sake. Open the Shell app. Follow instructions in the Shell app. Shell, could you make this any less convenient? I mean, I think it's on purpose now, right? The Shell just stuck this here so that people are dissuaded from actually going and using electric chargers. All right, let's get the frickin' Shell app. Well, that only took about 15 minutes. First, a great videographer, Cole, had to load the app while I went to the bathroom. Then we tried the first station. That wasn't working. Then we tried the second station. That wasn't working. And now, finally, at the third station, and it is working, and we're up to 71 kilowatts of charging. This has been pretty much a train wreck. We're charging here at 71 kilowatts on a station that apparently is capable of 180. And when we turned off the highway, we had like 54. I made a wrong turn. We had to come back here. So that wrong turn cost us like 4 percentage points, and it's taken us a half hour to regain that because of all the silliness of the app and the charger's not working. And I hope it just gets better, because right now it's hard to say just how discouraged I am.
A charging stop is no longer necessary on your route.
Hey, it just says a charging stop is no longer necessary on our route to get to the EA station. So I think we're good to go. Let's see how fast we're charging. Let's see. We're down to 72. And if we go to navigation, which is right there, accept route, it says we can make it to the EA station, which is 95 miles away. And according to this, we've got 156 miles of range. So I don't know what magic the car is doing, but for a long time it felt like we needed a charging stop to get to the EA, which is 95 miles away, even though we're at 83%. So I think we sat here long enough, Cole, huh? Let's hit the road. So we managed to make it almost 100 miles this time to the EA. We figure in this weather, with this wind, we probably got about 120 miles of range at 80% charge. Maybe if you had 100%, you can go 150. So the way this should work with plug-in charge is I should just be able to plug this into the car, and it should recognize it connecting to the vehicle, and then it should realize that we have free charging, and it should just start charging. That would be authorized. That's good. We actually may have a good charging experience. Here we go. So looks like we're actually having, I wouldn't say painless charging experience. I'm freezing my you-know-what off, but much better than the previous ones we've had. So we're up to about 140 kilowatts, 136, I'll take that. Now we're 140, but I didn't even realize that the last charging stop was that we're shadowing these guys from Hyundai. That's a manufactured vehicle. I was so bummed out. That's the new Ioniq 9 that just was unveiled at the LA Auto Show. I was actually there for the unveiling of it. And we're doing the exact same thing they are, because because these are the fastest chargers around. So I'm not as bummed anymore. I mean, we are, pushing this to the extreme, both in terms of weather and range. But hopefully we'll get to Chicago tonight. I mean, originally we were supposed to get there about 6 o'clock tonight. I think we'll be lucky to make it there by 10. 65 kilowatt hours delivered. Yeah, that's great. And we actually managed to have lunch while we were charging and stay warm. So, this road trip has gotten better. And there's better news yet. Let me show you when we get inside. I grew up in Chicago, and I just forgot how cold this humid air can get. Almost forgot about windshield, but that was a brisk reminder of it. But let me show you the good news. So there, look at that. Because we filled up all the way, we only have to stop at 2 more EAs to get to our target, which is the Chicago O'Hare Airport, where we fly the heck out of here. So how cool is that? Let's hit the road, my man. This is good. I'm not enjoying life. I'm not as miserable. I guess I'm not enjoying life. Let's put it that way. All right.
Now turn left.
All right. Is this my ideal idea of a road trip? No. By far, it's not my idea of an ideal road trip. But, sometimes, as the Rolling Stones like to say,
Now take the second left.
if you try real hard, you just might get what you need, not what you want. Last time, my videographer and myself did a road trip was from Anchorage, Alaska, down the Alaska Highway all the way to Boulder, and that was 3,100 miles. And I gotta say, at the beginning of this road trip, I felt like I had less anxiety, less range anxiety going through the middle of the Yukon Territory and British Columbia with barely a person in sight, lots of bears though, than I did driving this through the Pennsylvania and Ohio Turnpike. But now that we've had a good charging experience, I kind of feel like, even with this bad weather,
Left. Following I-90 west.
my level of fear of getting stuck by the side of the road has greatly diminished, especially since we were able to get a full charge. And especially since now the car says, on a full charge, 98%, 96%, I've got 174 miles of range. So that kind of gives you a realistic number of what you can accomplish, when you're in a snowstorm, when it's 23 degrees, when you're driving into a headwind. So subtract about 10% off of that. So figure 150, 160 miles of range down from 230 some miles of range that VW states. And in the summer, of course, your mileage will vary. In other words, it'll get better. Anyway, hit the road. Let's get to Chicago. Yes, Chicago. Hey guys, so I think we're gonna call it here on our road trip as the sun is going down because it's gonna get dark. Now we've just had basically 3 seamless charging stops at EA along the turnpike here. I don't know, it just opened up for no reason. What if I can close it here? You close it? Yeah, that was weird. Anyway, new car. And I've done some math that I want to share with you, and then I'll give you a conclusion. So we left at 9 o'clock, and we're going to get into Chicago at about 9 o'clock. So that's 12 hours of driving. So it's taken us about 12 hours to go 500 miles, which means we're averaging about, 40 some miles per hour. Now, Last week I drove 700 miles from, give or take, Phoenix up to Moab in about, just over 10 hours. Don't do the math. A lot less people in a gas car. It was the Defender that we have. And it was a much more pleasant and warmer road trip. So the conclusion, is that on a cold day, into the wind, with a snowstorm, this is not a road trippable car. I mean, I think this will be great for zipping around town. If you got a home charger, picking up the kids, taking grandma to church, you're going to have a wonderful experience. But on a cold day, road tripping it's just not doable, at least not with the battery size. I was talking to my man Cole behind the camera, and we figure that you need at least 120 kilowatt hour battery instead of a 90 kilowatt hour battery to make this a modern road trippable car. The good news is, look, it's holding right now 157 kilowatts, which is actually pretty fast. So it does charge quickly, but it just doesn't have enough range. I mean, we're struggling to get. If we weren't afraid to go all the way to the bottom, we might get 130 miles of range out of this thing under these conditions. And that's better than our Mini SE. That's better than the Smart EV we had. That's better than the Spark we had. But for God's sakes, I mean, look at this. It's a freaking minivan, bus, microbus. If there is such a thing as a road trip vehicle, this is it. So Volkswagen, once again, you are building cars for Europe and not for America. Look at our highways, Volkswagen. Look at all the trucks. This is just non-stop flat. I mean, we covered basically 15% of the country, and we've had to do that stopping at least, 7 or 8 times, Cole? I mean, come on, that's crazy. So, to be continued, because I do want to try to road trip this in a warmer climate, and my goal when we bought it was always to do like a dream road trip up the PCH highway from, let's call it Mendocino, all the way down to San Diego. And even after this experience, I think in the warm California sun, driving along the ocean, I mean, this would be fabulous, this Cabana Blue car. But here in the Midwest, on a cold day, it's not grand. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Steve, and all the guys over at Garnet Volkswagen in Reading. You guys were nothing but great. Thank you, Scott, for sponsoring this series. And the good news is, Cole and I are only driving to Chicago and flying back, and then Grant from my office is driving it the rest of the way to Colorado. So Grant, you're going to have an adventure, my man. Get your phone out and start figuring out how to use Electrify America, ChargePoint, Better Route Planner. What else have we used, Cole? EVgo. Yeah, you're going to need all that. We'll see you guys next time. Ciao.